Hello, welcome to Q22 training. My name is Ivan and I'll be your trainer for this system. This is the DBA August 2023 paper for 2022. I am required to compute the base net present value to carry out a sensitivity analysis of NPV assuming an adverse variance for all the inputs except the project life and the weighted average cost of capital to prepare an appropriate chart to indicate the different NPV for each scenario in the above. Our question says, Reduce Limited is considering a project with the following details: initial capital cost 40 million, residual value 2.5 million, selling price per unit 1,100, variable cost per unit 500, fixed cost per year 5 million. Additional information: annual number of units sold are 30,000. The project has a useful life of 5 years, and the company uses a weighted average cost of capital of 12%. So I can capture my explanation. I have my answer. I have the units being 30,000. The useful life being 5 years. Then the WACC being 12%. I can now build my cash flow. I'll begin with my years from 0 to 5. I have my cash inflows for my sales, for which I was told I had 30,000 units, which was a selling price of 500. So this would be 30,000, which I lock, multiplied by 1,100, which would be selling price, I lock. I had variable costs, which was minus 30,000, which I lock, multiplied by the variable cost per unit. I should lock the variable cost per unit too. Then I have my fixed costs being just 5 million. So to start and lock. And then now can have my initial cost as 40 million and its corresponding residual value as 2 million, 2.5 million. Then I will get my net cash flow as the sum of all my cash flows which I can then use to calculate the base NPV as equal NPV. My rate is 12. My value is from year 1, the final year. Then I include my initial capital. So the base NPV is 8.2 million, and that's a positive NPV, and so the project should be accepted on this basis. However, we have been told to carry out sensitivity analysis assuming an adverse variance of 5% for all the inputs. You can start with the initial cost and the residual value. Sensitivity analysis. I want to sensitize my NPV against my initial cost and against the residual value. My initial cost was 40 million, and if this becomes adverse, that will mean that this cost increases over time. So this will be 40 million multiplied by 1 plus 5%. Then my residual value was 2.5. To be adverse will mean to be less and less. So this will mean a reduction multiplied by 1 minus 5%. We can then format our work. Then we can use data tables to find these NPV values. I'll select my data table, go to data, and the data I have is heat analysis, under which I have data tables. My row itself is the values in the row, so my original initial cost, and my column itself, the values in the column, my original residual value. And so now I can see the different NPVs for my different changes. I am interested in a graph of the different NPVs given my different initial cost. So this is on initial cost, sensitivity. Again, a bit of formatting. You won't have to titles, no guidelines. These are my NPV amounts, and this are my initial costs, which I can pick out as my values here. I can then do the same thing for my residual value, pick out different NPVs, insert a graph, this is my residual value sensitivity. A bit of formatting. This will be my residual values. This will be my NPV. This my label. Then I can undertake the same thing for the other elements. Next will be my selling price and my variable cost per unit. So similarly, I sensitize my NPV with my selling price and my variable cost. I had a selling price of 1,100. To make this adverse, I will have to reduce this by 5%, multiplied by 1 minus 5%. Copy this across. Then we will have my variable cost, which to make adverse will be to increase 1 plus 5%, which you can copy downwards. We can then prepare our data table in a similar fashion as before. Again, select the data table, go to data, keep analysis, data table. My row input cell is the original selling price. And my column input cell is the original variable cost. Here again, I have my values. I can do graphs. So for my selling price, very similar graph to what we had before. Selling price sensitivity, can add axis titles and deadlines. These are my selling prices. These are my NPV values. Can pick out the selling prices. Sending to my variable cost. We can move this to an appropriate location. This is my variable cost sensitivity. I want active titles, no grid line. These are my NPV values. And these are my variable cost values. And so finally, I can sensitize my fixed costs inside my NPV with my fixed costs, which are 5 million, and adversity is increase. So equal that multiplied by 1 plus 5%. You can copy this across. You can now format and prepare the data table.